Hi everyone. Welcome to Mindful Crafts and More. I am Katrina. If this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome. Take a look at this video or any of my other videos, and if you find yourself inspired, join my channel. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you just hanging out with me for a bit.
Hello, today I would like to show you how to make a crocheted pocket prayer cloth using a filet crochet technique and a cross design. For this project, the materials you will need include a size G crochet hook. It's also known as a size 6 or 4.25 millimeter. You will need a yarn needle, a pair of scissors, and worsted weight yarn. Today I will be using Katrina Simply Soft yarn, which is a 4-ply soft worsted weight yarn. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we need to do is make a slip knot. We're going to do this by making a bend in our yarn, twisting it clockwise, inserting a small amount of the yarn which is coming from the underside of our twist, inserting it into the loop that was made by the twist, and pulling that loop through. This creates our slip knot. The knot will stay in place, and if we pull the end of our yarn, it pulls the loop. We're going to take our hook, insert it into the loop, pull the knot close to the hook so that we can begin our chain stitches. To do a chain stitch, you will take the yarn and wrap it over your hook. This is called a yarn over. And then you will pull that yarn through the loop. That makes one chain. We'll do this again. Yarn over, pull it through the loop. We will continue to do this for a total of 17 chains. I will come back when I've completed the 17 chains. Okay, I have now completed 17 chains, and this is what my foundation chain looks like. From here, we need to make double crochets all the way across for our first row. We're going to begin by counting the chains away from the hook, not counting the loop that the hook is on. So we'll begin 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to insert our hook into this 4th chain from the hook, making sure that we have gone under the top 2 loops and we have 1 loop on the bottom. We're going to yarn over and pull the yarn through. We should now have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over again, and pull through the last 2 loops. This is how you make a double crochet. I will do it again so you can see it. Yarn over. We're going to go to our next chain. We're going to insert, making sure that we've gone under the top 2 loops and we have 1 on the bottom. We'll yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, and pull through the next 2. We're going to continue in this manner, yarning over, inserting, pulling through, yarning over, pulling through 2, and pulling through 2, all the way till the end to complete 15 double crochets. I will come back when I'm at the chain. I've completed the chain before the end. Okay, I am at my last chain for row number 1. I'm going to yarn over and I will insert my hook. I want to make sure I have 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom. I'm going to yarn over and pull it through. I will yarn over and pull through 2 and pull through 2. This completes the first row, and you should have 15 double crochet. Row number 2. Before we do row number 2, what I like to do is weave in my ends. So I'm going to take my yarn needle and I'm going to tunnel under the stitches here. And doing this, you hide your ends. You want it to be as neat as possible, and you don't want to just cut the end because then your work may unravel. So it's best to weave your ends. I'm going to squeeze it a little bit to have it bunched while I grab my end here, my end yarn. And if you've got a nice fresh clean cut, you can just squeeze it, and usually the eye of the needle is such that you should be able to just thread your yarn through. I'm going to pull it a little bit so it'll have a little bit of a bend on it, and then holding my stitches, I'm just going to kind of pull while I'm watching this loop here. And once I see that the loop has kind of gone through, usually I like to hold it as I pull my yarn through. That way it looks neat. Now, taking my scissors, I'm going to carefully cut this tail here. And I'm being careful not to cut my work. And it tunnels in very nicely. That way, when I get to the end, I don't have to weave in my beginning yarn. So now we're going to pick up our loop here, and we're going to begin row 2. You're going to yarn over and pull through and make a chain 3. That's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to turn our work, and the chain 3 counts as the first double crochet for every row. We will not need to put a stitch here because this is part of the first double crochet. So we'll yarn over, and instead of going here, we're going to go to the next stitch. So we'll go on here. We're going to make 5 double crochet so that we have a total of 6. And I like to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to begin our filet work. We're going to chain 1. We're going to skip the next stitch, and we're going to put a double crochet in the stitch after the one we skipped. We're going to chain 1 again. We're going to skip the next stitch, and we're going to go into the stitch after the one we skipped. and then we're going to put a double crochet in the remaining 5 double crochets on this row. This is our last one for the row. I like to go under the chain and then through so that I still have 2 chains on top. It seems to hold the stitch a little bit better. I've now completed row 2. We have 2 chain 1 spaces and we have 13 double crochets. Row 3, you're going to chain 3. You're going to put a double crochet in the next 5 stitches. Chain 1, skip the chain 1 space, put a double crochet in the double crochet of the previous row, chain 1 and skip the chain 1 of the previous row, put a double crochet in the next double crochet of the previous row, and then you're going to put a double crochet in the next remaining 5 double crochets to complete the row. One, two, three, 4, 5, and 6. This completes row 3. You're going to repeat row 3 2 more times for a total of 5 rows from the beginning. I will come back when I have completed row 5. Okay, I have now completed row 5. This is what your work should look like. We're going to now move on to row 6. Chain 3, turn your work, double crochet in the next double crochet of the previous row, chain 1, skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1. Skip the next chain 1 space. This is at the center. Put a double crochet and the double crochet in the center, chain 1. Skip the chain 1 space here as well. Put a double crochet in the next double crochet here. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet here. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the last 2 double crochets. That completes row 6. We're now at the second half of the project. We have completed 6 rows. We will begin by making a chain 3, turning our work. We're going to put a double crochet in the next double crochet, and a double crochet in the chain 1 space from the previous row, as well as each double crochet in the previous row until we get to the center double crochet. Which is right here. So if you look here, you should have 6 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to chain 1. We'll skip the chain 1 space and double crochet in the next double crochet. Chain 1 again, skip the next chain 1 space, double crochet in the next double crochet, and now we will double crochet in each of the next chain 1 spaces and double crochets until we get to the end, which will give us 6 double crochets from here to the end. Okay, so I've now completed row 7. We have 6 double crochet here, we have a chain 1 space here, a chain 1 space here, and 6 double crochet here. This resembles rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. Moving on to row 8, we're going to chain 3. We'll turn our work. We'll do a double crochet in each of the next 5 double crochets. We're going to chain 1, skip this chain 1 space, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, skip this space, double crochet in the next double crochet, and the next 5 double crochets to the end. This is row 8. We'll do row 9, which will be our last row. I'm going to chain 3, turn our work, and we're going to double crochet in each double crochet as well as each chain 1 space across for a total of 15 double crochets. When I go in the chain 1 space, I just take my hook and I go into the space. I don't have to go under any specific loops. Okay. So this is your cross design. Hopefully you can see it. Now we need to do a border for our design. We're going to do this by doing a single crochet all the way around. So we're going to chain 1, and these top 2 loops that go to this last double crochet that we did, we're going to go between those. We're going to yarn over and pull a loop through. Now we have 2 on the hook instead of 3. So this is a single crochet. I'm going to yarn over and pull through. So that makes 1 single crochet, and we're going to go along the side of each of the rows. A double crochet stitch has a post, which makes the stitch long. And so in order to make our border look even, we're going to have to put more than 1 single crochet because the stitch is a lot longer than it is wide. So we will put a single crochet in the middle around the post and a single crochet at the bottom of the row. Again, the middle and the bottom. And we're going to continue to do this until we get to row number 1 at the bottom. And I'll come back when I have gotten to the bottom. Okay, so I've now gotten to the bottom row. I've put a single crochet around the post already, and now I want to put a single crochet in the beginning stitch of that row, which is this loop right here. So I'm going to take my hook and insert it underneath that loop, yarn over and pull a loop through, yarn over and pull it through. And to help make it look neater, I'm going to chain 1, then I'm going to go back into that same loop and make another single crochet. It makes it look neater, and it helps you to turn the corner and not pull your corners in for your border. Now, if you can see the row, there are loops for each stitch that are remaining from our beginning foundation row. So what we'll do is we'll put a single crochet in each one of those. Like so. I'm going to come back when I get to the very end. Okay, so I've now put a single crochet in each of the stitches here, and I still have this last one to do. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over and pull a loop through, yarn over and pull through both, chain 1 and put another single crochet in that same stitch to turn my corner. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on this side by putting a single crochet around each post and at the beginning or end of each row, all the way up to my ending row number 9. This is actually where I began. This is row 9, but my border started at row 9, and I'll be back when I get back around. On my corners, however, I'm going to put a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Then I'm going to come back when I get to here. Okay, I am close to my beginning border single crochet, and I want to show you how to do the finishing on it Okay, so this is right at my beginning of my border. This was the first single crochet that I did. So here I'm going to do a single crochet, a chain one, and then I'm going to take and insert my hook right in that beginning single crochet, yarn over, and instead of doing another yarn over and pulling through two, I'm going to take that loop that I pulled and just pull that through the final loop that's on there. I'll yarn over again and pull through, and this will allow me to make a small knot there. I'm going to clip my yarn, and then I can just pull the end through. Next, what we need to do is we need to bury our ends. So once again, like I did at the beginning, I will take my yarn and I will kind of tunnel with my yarn needle underneath the stitches of single crochet. And I like to go all the way through the row if I can for a small project like this, just so that I have enough yarn comfortably through there to make sure that my work will not unravel. Takes a little bit of extra time to be able to tunnel the yarn, but I find that it's the best way to finish the project. Okay, that's pretty good. So now I'm going to take and pinch the yarn so that I can thread it through the needle, pull some of it through, and then I'm going to carefully pull it through. Now my single crochet stitches are a lot tighter at the base than my double crochet stitches were, so it does take a little bit more work to get the needle through, but most of the time I'm able to get it through pretty well. Okay, then I kind of even it out, not pulling it too much, and then I can use my scissors once again to clip it closely, being careful not to cut my stitches. And there you have it. Your completed cross pocket prayer shawl. I think it goes really nicely with the other ones that I've completed. I recommend that as you complete your pocket prayer cloths, you assemble them together and perhaps have the congregation to pray over them before you distribute them to others. They can be a very, very good means of comfort to those who are ill or who have had sorrow in their lives. I hope this helps. Have a blessed day.